A Massachusetts man now knows how long he will spend behind bars after prosecutors say he manipulated several children, some right here in the Charleston area, into sending him sexually inappropriate images and videos. Hector Martinez sentenced to 20 years in federal prison after pleading guilty on 2 counts of sexual exploitation of children, according to federal officials. No mugshot has yet been made available of him. He is accused of posing as a 15-year-old to target several 10 and 11-year-olds right here in Charleston in the summer of 2024. Investigators say he contacted at least 45 victims all across the country.